All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into something that I think is super relevant to pretty much everyone listening: healthy eating.
Absolutely.
We've got this really cool article from Echelon Health. It's called "Why is Healthy Eating Important? Benefits and Tips to Eat Well."
Great article.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to kind of dig into this with you because I think, we always hear about what to eat, what to eat, what to eat, but
Right.
this deep dive is really about understanding the why.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter so much for our well-being?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, the article starts off by talking about defining healthy eating.
Hmm.
And I feel like sometimes these definitions can be kind of like vague,
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
What's your take on, like, when someone says healthy eating, what does that actually mean?
So I think you're right. Healthy eating can sound like a bit of a buzzword.
Yeah.
But for me, it really boils down to enjoying a variety of foods. It doesn't have to be super restrictive, but having an understanding of the proportions and what makes up a balanced diet.
Got it.
So the article lays out 5 key food groups.
Yeah.
Fruits, vegetables, starchy foods, dairy or alternatives, and protein.
Okay.
And then, of course, let's not forget our healthy fats and good old H2O.
Of course, yes. Can't forget about the water. So balance, variety seems like those are kind of the key things.
Yeah.
But then the article kind of hits us with this, like, at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day.
Right.
I don't know about you, but like on a busy Tuesday, 5 portions of fruit and veg
That's a lot.
sounds ambitious.
Yeah.
How do we actually make that work in real life?
I think 5 a day can feel daunting.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think instead of viewing it as this chore, think of creative ways to weave those portions in.
Okay.
Like smoothies are a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah.
Toss in a handful of spinach or kale, you won't even taste it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or how about adding, berries to your morning cereal?
Yeah.
Pre-cut veggie sticks with hummus
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
for a quick snack.
Yeah.
Those are all winners.
Yeah, those are really good ideas. I
Yeah.
like that. So it's not about like complete like overhaul. It's just about smart additions.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So the article then goes on and lists like all these benefits of healthy eating.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a pretty impressive list. Like
It's very impressive.
everything from mood and sleep to like long-term disease prevention.
Right?
It's like a miracle cure.
It is, yeah.
So I'm curious, what are some things that really stand out to you from that list?
Well, I think the sheer range of benefits is remarkable.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is how interconnected they are.
Okay.
So take mood, for example.
Okay.
It's not just about feeling good because you ate well.
Right.
There's actual chemistry happening in your brain.
Yeah.
A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains provides essential nutrients that actually support the production of neurotransmitters,
Okay.
which are those chemical messengers in our brains that regulate mood.
So there's a real link between what we eat
Absolutely.
and how we feel emotionally.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, that's pretty powerful. What about sleep? Because the article mentions a connection there, and I am all ears because good sleep.
It's huge.
Oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
a mythical creature in my world.
Yeah, I think sleep and diet are more connected than a lot of people realize.
Okay.
So certain foods, like foods rich in tryptophan, can actually promote the production of sleep-regulating hormones like melatonin.
Okay.
Think turkey, nuts, seeds.
Gotcha.
But it's not just about, adding those in. It's
Or-
also about minimizing things that might disrupt sleep, like excess sugar and caffeine, especially close to bedtime.
That makes me think about my my evening chocolate habit.
Yeah.
Might need to rethink that one.
Maybe a little bit earlier in the day.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a balancing act, it sounds like.
It is.
Fueling the good and minimizing the disruptor.
Precisely. And then when we zoom out to the long term,
Yeah.
healthy eating becomes a really powerful tool in preventing chronic diseases.
Okay.
So heart disease, type 2 diabetes, some cancers. Research shows that our dietary choices can play a significant role in reducing our risk for these conditions.
That's a huge motivator.
Absolutely.
Look, investing in our future health through
Yeah.
what we eat today. But the article also talks about the flip side, the downside of poor nutrition.
Right.
And it kind of paints a pretty, I don't know, a little bit of a sobering picture.
Yeah,
So I think it's important to talk about that,
absolutely.
without being alarmist or anything.
Yes, yeah.
But, poor nutrition can lead to a lot of negative consequences.
Absolutely. It's not just about weight gain.
Right, exactly. So I think we've all heard about high cholesterol, high blood pressure. How exactly does our diet play a role in those things?
So think of your arteries as a network of pipes.
Okay.
A diet high in saturated and trans fats can actually lead to plaque buildup inside those pipes.
Oh, okay.
And that restricts blood flow and increases pressure.
Oh, okay.
And that sets off a whole domino effect,
All right.
which increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious conditions.
Okay. That visual is a little scary, but helpful.
Yeah.
And then there's diabetes.
Right.
We hear that word all the time.
Yeah.
Can you break down, the connection between diet and diabetes for us?
Sure. So type 2 diabetes, the most common type,
Okay.
is very closely linked to diet and lifestyle. So when we're consistently consuming a lot of excess sugar, refined carbohydrates, our body can actually become resistant to insulin,
Okay.
which is the hormone that regulates our blood sugar levels.
Got it.
This then leads to elevated blood sugar, which over time can damage organs and blood vessels.
So it's not just about avoiding, sugary treats. Exactly.
It's about understanding how those different foods impact our body's ability to function
Yes, 100%.
on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And this is where the 5 food groups we talked about earlier come back into play.
Yeah.
Choosing whole grains over refined grains can make a significant difference in how our body processes that sugar.
Interesting. Okay, so it really is all about making those informed choices.
Yes.
This is getting pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But before we spiral into a health anxiety black hole,
Right.
let's shift gears to solutions.
Yes.
So the article offers some practical tips for making healthy eating stick. Where do we even begin?
It can feel so overwhelming.
It can be, yeah.
But I think the key is to start small and focus on achievable swaps.
Okay.
So instead of reaching for white bread, choose whole grain.
Okay.
Instead of sugary snack, grab some fruit.
Okay, so it's not about overhauling our entire lives.
Yeah,
It's just making smarter choices,
Yeah.
meal by meal.
One meal at a time. Exactly. And those small changes, they really add up.
Yep.
And remember, progress over perfection.
Okay.
Allowing yourself those occasional treats, guilt-free, can actually help you stay on track long term.
That's good to hear because I'm not giving up chocolate entirely.
No.
The article also mentions meal prepping
Yes.
as a time-saving strategy, which honestly, that sounds like a game changer for busy people.
Huge.
Any tips for making meal prep work?
Absolutely. I think batch cooking on the weekends
Okay.
can save you so much time during the week.
Yeah.
So roast a big tray of vegetables, cook up some quinoa or brown rice, grill some chicken or tofu,
Okay.
and then you've got the building blocks for quick and healthy meals throughout the week.
That makes so much sense. It's like
Yeah,
investing a little time up front to reap those healthy eating benefits all week.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be complicated, gourmet meals, even something as simple as pre-portioning snacks.
Can make a huge difference.
You're speaking my language. What are some of your go-to healthy snacks? Asking for a friend.
Well, I always keep a stash of nuts and seeds at my desk.
Oh, yeah.
They're packed with protein and healthy fats, so they keep you feeling full and energized. Greek yogurt with berries is another favorite.
Okay.
And if I'm craving something crunchy, veggie sticks with hummus are always a winner.
I love that they're all easy to prepare. You don't need any fancy kitchen skills for that.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated.
I like that. Now, before we move on, the article mentions Echelon Health, company behind all this great information.
Yes.
And they offer these comprehensive health assessments,
Right.
which I have to admit, I'm kind of intrigued by these.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
So what's great about these assessments is they go beyond general advice and provide personalized insights. So they use a combination of advanced technology and medical expertise to get a really deep understanding of your individual health needs.
So it's like a personalized roadmap for your well-being.
Precisely.
Okay.
It can help you identify any potential risk factors, understand your current health status, and then make informed decisions about your lifestyle choices,
Yeah.
all tailored to you.
That's fantastic, especially if you're serious about taking control of your health.
Absolutely.
It's like taking all this information we've been talking about and really applying it to your own unique situation.
Exactly, yeah. Knowledge is power, and understanding your own body is such a crucial step towards making those sustainable, healthy choices.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Good.
And more importantly, it's left me feeling motivated, not overwhelmed, which I think is key.
That's great.
It's like we've cracked the code on healthy eating, making
Yeah.
it feel less like a chore and more like an investment in a better me.
That's exactly the goal. We want you to walk away feeling empowered, not intimidated.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay, cool. So I think a lot of people struggle with that feeling of overwhelm.
Yeah.
Like, where do I even start? And these assessments from Echelon Health seem like they could provide some really helpful direction.
They can, yeah.
Yeah, what's intriguing about their approach is that they combine this advanced technology
Right.
with these personalized consultations.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting like generic data, you're getting expert like interpretation and guidance based on your results.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think makes it a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Because, data without context can be confusing, even discouraging sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you give us an example of what kind of insights someone might gain from this assessment?
Sure. So let's say someone's concerned about their risk of heart disease,
Okay.
which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
The assessment might look at various biomarkers
Okay.
like cholesterol levels, blood pressure, inflammatory markers
Okay.
to kind of give a comprehensive picture
Okay.
of their cardiovascular health.
Got it.
And from there, they can work with Echelon Health's experts to develop a personalized plan focusing on any areas that might need attention.
So it's not just a snapshot in time. It's like a springboard for action,
Exactly.
which is really empowering, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes the guesswork out of healthy living and replaces it with this like tailored approach.
Right. It aligns perfectly with what we've been discussing,
Yeah.
making informed choices based on
Yeah.
understanding your individual needs. And,
Yeah.
and this brings us back to that core concept of healthy eating as an investment.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
We talk about investing in our finances and our careers, but investing in our health through these smart food choices can be even more impactful in the long run.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And it's not about like striving for some unattainable ideal of perfect eating.
No, not at all.
No.
It's
It's about progress, not perfection.
yeah.
Making choices that nourish your body and mind.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say someone is ready to make that investment
Okay.
in their health. What are some practical,
Yeah.
actionable steps
Yeah.
they can take starting today?
So one of the simplest yet most effective strategies
Okay.
is to focus on what you ADD to your diet
Okay.
rather than just what you subtract.
Okay.
So instead of thinking about cutting out all the bad stuff,
Right.
think about crowding out those less nutritious choices by incorporating more of the good.
That's a great mindset shift.
It is.
I like that. It takes the focus away from deprivation.
Yeah.
And puts it more on abundance.
Okay.
So start by, adding an extra serving of fruits or vegetables to your meals.
Okay.
Experiment with different whole grains, quinoa, brown rice, farro.
Yeah.
They add, interesting textures and flavors
Yeah.
to your plate.
Speaking of variety,
Yeah.
it's easy to fall into a rut, like eating the same things over and over again.
Sure.
Any tips for breaking out of a food rut?
Absolutely. I think challenging yourself to try one new recipe each week
Okay.
or explore different cuisine.
Okay.
Farmers markets
Oh,
are a great source of inspiration.
yeah, they are.
You'll often find, unique seasonal produce that you might not
Right.
see at the supermarket.
That's a great idea. And it's a way to support local farmers too. It's like a win-win
Yeah, it
for your health and your community. And remember, healthy eating doesn't have to be like a solo mission.
Right.
Involve your family and friends,
Yeah.
cook together, share healthy meals.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how much more enjoyable it becomes when you've got like that support system.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to the idea of progress over perfection.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't get discouraged by occasional slip-ups.
Yeah.
We're all human. Life happens.
Yeah.
The key is to view those slip-ups as learning experiences, not as failures.
Yeah, 100%.
So what would you say to someone who's listening and maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed?
Yeah.
by all this information.
I would remind them that change happens
Yeah.
one step at a time.
Okay.
So start by choosing one small thing that you can do differently today,
Okay.
whether it's swapping out a sugary drink for water,
Okay.
adding a handful of berries to your breakfast,
Okay.
or trying a new vegetable,
Hmm.
whatever it might be.
I love that
Yeah.
small changes consistently applied can lead to big results
Absolute.
over time.
Yeah.
And it's about finding what works for you,
Yeah.
for your lifestyle,
Yeah.
your preferences, your budget.
Right.
You know, it's not about following some
Yeah.
rigid set of rules.
No.
It's about finding a way to nourish your body and mind
Exactly.
in a way that feels good
Yeah.
and sustainable for you.
100%.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this fascinating topic of healthy eating,
Mm-hmm.
I want to circle back to that question that I posed earlier.
Okay.
If we could like invest in our future health through the food we eat today,
Right.
what would be your top 3 investment choices?
Oh, such a great question.
Yeah.
My top 3 would have to be, first, a wide variety of colorful fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
They are just packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber.
Yeah.
Think of them as your body's daily dose of protection, like a nutritional shield against those pesky free radicals.
Precisely.
Okay, so colorful produce is investment number 1.
Yeah.
What's number 2 on your list?
Number 2 would be fiber-rich whole grains.
Okay.
We touched on them earlier, but
Yeah.
they deserve a spotlight.
Yeah.
They play such a crucial role in promoting healthy digestion, keeping things moving smoothly,
Mm-hmm.
helping you feel full and satisfied.
Okay.
Plus, they're a good source of B vitamins, which are essential for energy production and mood regulation.
2 excellent choices.
Yeah.
What rounds out your top 3 power foods?
My final pick would be healthy fats,
Okay.
particularly omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, and those are the ones that our body can't
Yes.
produce on its own.
Right, they're essential fats that our bodies can't produce,
Yeah.
so we need to get them through our diet.
What are some good sources of those omega-3s?
Oily fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines
Go ahead.
are excellent sources. For plant-based options, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts.
Okay, that's a shopping list I can get behind.
Yeah.
So to sum it all up, healthy eating isn't about deprivation or following rigid rules.
Yeah.
It's about making informed choices that nourish our bodies and our minds.
Yeah.
Choices that help us feel energized, sleep better,
Yeah.
and set ourselves up for a healthier future.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And remember, every small step you take towards healthier eating is a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So celebrate those victories and don't get discouraged by those occasional slip-ups.
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection, is the key.
Couldn't agree more. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
And I think it's left us all feeling a bit more empowered to make those positive changes in our own lives.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it really feels like we've kind of shifted the focus away from like dieting to
Yeah.
something much more positive, like
Yeah.
like making choices that support our well-being.
I think that's a crucial distinction.
Yeah.
Healthy eating shouldn't feel like a punishment.
Right.
It's about fueling ourselves with delicious foods that make us feel good,
Yeah.
both physically and mentally.
Absolutely. And it's been so interesting to like explore the science behind it all.
Yeah.
Understanding like how different foods
Yeah.
actually impact our bodies, like on a cellular level.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So this deep dive has given us a lot to chew on, pun intended.
Right.
But I want to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
If you could offer one piece of advice to someone starting their healthy eating journey, what would it be?
That's a great question. I think my advice would be to approach it with a sense of curiosity, not judgment.
Okay.
So explore different foods, experiment with new recipes,
Yeah.
and pay attention to how your body responds.
Okay.
What foods make you feel energized? What foods leave you feeling, sluggish or bloated?
Wow.
Your body's constantly giving you feedback.
Yeah.
Learn to listen to it.
That's such a powerful reminder.
Yeah.
It's not about following some external set of rules. It's about
Right.
tuning into our own internal wisdom.
Exactly. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to healthy eating.
Right.
What works for one person may not work for another.
Yeah.
It's about finding what feels good and sustainable for you.
Hmm.
for your lifestyle, your preferences, your individual
That's
needs.
such an important message.
It is, yeah,
It's about personalization, not perfection.
precisely.
Hmm.
And it's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah,
There will be ups and downs,
right.
days when you nail it, days when you don't.
For
The
sure.
key is to keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep moving forward.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
And I hope our listeners feel inspired to embark on their own healthy eating adventures,
Yeah,
armed with knowledge and a sense of empowerment.
I hope so too.
Thanks for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure.